Greetings, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Dr. Jeff Riggenbaugh back here with you on another Tips Tuesday, where I bring you a tip for dealing with the difficult people in your life. This free social media series is based upon the content of my brand new book and coaching program, Disarming High Conflict Personalities. I hope you found last week's installment helpful, where we gave you 3 tips for sort of red flags, 3 red flags for identifying the drama mamas in your life. Today, we're going to pick up where we left off, and I'm going to give you 3 of my top 10 tips for dealing with drama mamas in your life or organization. By the way, if you'd like that entire top 10 tips list, go ahead and click on the link below. That'll get you the top 10 tip sheet for dealing with drama mamas. It'll also get you on my email list, where you will get a weekly email with an additional tip, tool, or tidbit for dealing with the difficult people that you encounter. So hopefully you'll find that helpful. In terms of today, our top 3 tips that I'm going to give you for dealing with the drama mama. And tip number 1 simply involves have fun. Having fun. Okay, that's quite a tip, huh? I didn't think you needed that. But some organizations just don't necessarily provide a positive, upbeat environment. Some of them are very punitive. Some of them foster fear. Some of them are just very strict, or variations of that. And so do what you can to have fun. Make your environment fun for your employees, for your students, whatever the case may be. Your church, your faith-based organization. I mean, these are the people that, the pastor does that kind of everybody stand up and shake everybody's hand. Maybe not now with COVID as much, depending upon where you're at. But if you are a D or a C likely, and those kinds of things drive you nuts, they're doing it for the drama mamas. They're doing it for the people that have quite a bit of I in their personality, because that meets a need for them. It's fun for them. It makes it enjoyable for them, and it meets one of their learning needs. So tip number 1, if you're dealing with drama mamas, do what you can to foster an upbeat, positive, fun environment. Tip number 2 is to feed their need for attention. Feed their need for attention. You may remember one of our tips in a previous installment for dealing with the bully was to feed their need to succeed. With drama mamas, it's to feed their need for attention. Drama mamas need the recognition. It's all about recognition. And the more of that we can give them up front in healthy ways, the less they have to sort of seek it out in ways that are going to be problematic for people, or rub other people the wrong way, or keep us from doing the things that we need to do. So, give them the stage, bring them up on stage at the annual recognition banquet. Reference them in, give them credit in emails for things that they do. Put their name in the church bulletin. You may not have church bulletin anymore, but sort of online, whatever gets sent out, the church newsletter. Look for ways to put them on stage. Look for ways to recognize them. Let them be in charge of, let them be in the little drama or the skits. At school, put them in. I was just doing a training at a school working with, an entire, but this one classroom in particular had 30 students in it, and it had 5 behavior disorder kids, and all 5 of them had different issues going on, and several of them had to do with personality issues. And one of the main troublemakers, believe it or not, the perception of the teacher anyway, was by this little dude who just had to be the class clown. And the teacher just could not stand it. And, is often the case, in her responses to him oftentimes were fueling these sort of blow-ups that they had. But so we came up with some small ways. We put him on a team a student team that helped with the announcements, and they sent out virtual announcements for when they went to virtual school, and they did this little live skit that was part of the announcements, turned it into, incorporate a little bit of drama into it. And we helped her, make him line leader. So he got to, lead people out the door, going to recess and going to the specials, the music and the gym and these other classes. And, she says, well, I've got 30 of these kids. I can't, let all of them make the announcements, and I can't let all of them lead the line every day. And so it's only fair that I let them all do it. Why are we letting him and some of these others do it so much more often? It's not fair. And one of the things that I always talk about in my training is that we really have to re-examine what we consider fair. Keep in mind, the C's in that class certainly don't want to be up giving the announcements. That would be uncomfortable for them. The S's don't like to be up in front of big crowds. Now, they need affirmation, but they don't need attention and recognition in front of larger crowds. And so we could find other ways to meet the needs of those students so they didn't feel left out. They didn't feel gypped at all. They would actually be uncomfortable if they were put in these situations where this little drama mama, this little class clown that happened to be a guy in this case, really thrived on. So looking for ways to do that, to feed their need to be the center of attention. Sometimes we need to validate those strengths, and we also need to redirect. These people have a way of getting off task, and they have a way of getting other people off task. And so this may be as simple as making a statement such as, Susie, I love having you here on the team. You're hilarious. You make coming to work, doing sometimes what is mundane work, a lot of fun for the rest of us. It's great to have you here on the team. You're really funny. And the purpose of this meeting is to talk about, what's gotten in the way of this particular project and getting this particular file completed. And we really need the team to be able to do that and to be able to focus on that for the next 45 minutes. Can you help me out here? Something as simple as that. So it takes a lot of validating and redirecting. Validate what they're good at. Validate their likability, their humor, their the pizzazz and the charisma and the entertainment value that they bring to the team, and point out that maybe it's not appropriate for the context in the here and now, and that there is a goal that needs to be accomplished. And if you can even link it to relationships, because again, drama mamas at their heart are eyes. They're just out of control versions of it, but they are relational people. So, it's really going to be best for everybody on the team if we can go ahead and get back to what we need to focus on over the course of this next 45 minutes. Love your humor, and I can't wait to go to lunch with you when we get to lunch after we get this project taken care of. I'd love to hear the rest of that story then. So those kinds of things that seem very simple can be very powerful for harnessing the personality traits in this group of folks that, when out of control, can really cause problems. But if we can learn to work with them, as with any personality type, we can really get the best out of these folks. If you have a drama mama or difficult person of any type in your school or organization, I'd love to come in and do some training with your group, help you learn to communicate with these folks in more effective ways, and to help harness some of their strengths and put out some of these fires before they burn you out. So I'd love to come in and do that. Shoot me an email, difficultpeople@jeffriggenbaugh.com, difficultpeople@jeffriggenbaugh.com. And I'd love to start the conversation about coming in and working with your team or speaking at one of your conferences. Hope these top 3 tips were helpful for today. Again, click on the link, get the entire top 10 list of tips for dealing with drama mamas if you haven't already picked that up. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday and rest of your week. We will see you next Tuesday when we come and I talk with you about the victim. In the meantime, be well.